like a rhythm.
Isn't it awesome? Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the July 13th edition of Topic Time with Harrison Young. It is a warm one out there. I like it, though. Now, ordinarily, I would just start talking about my guest, which I'm going to do in a couple of minutes, straightening my tie here and everything. But before we do that, I just want to, I want to make a little commemoration. It's going to be 2 years ago this week that I moved Topic Time to Raynham, and I just want to give some shouts out real quick to the staff at the Raynham Channel. We've had a great run here. Mike Halen, the gentleman who kind of is in charge of operations, has done a wonderful job. Matt Miller, the camera guy, in there running the place right now. The show actually is wonderful. Margot Fortier, some of the interns, Ross Claffey, who I had on, Trevor Dillman, great people. It's been a wonderful run here. Matt, if you're crying in there, that's fine. No one's going to hear you anyway. And on that note, I just want to say, we've got 10,000 YouTube hits since we moved the show here, and we're going to get a lot more. I know that. And that includes a wonderful guest tonight, and now we'll start on that. This is Alex Knies. Knies with a K. The K is not silent. Okay. Yeah. As you can see, it's spelled right there. And she is a model, and she's a young lady. She's a millennial, and hard to believe, years go by. It's just 1999 was a year that was considered science fiction not too long ago, but this young lady was actually born that year now. We've discovered, and we're going to talk to her tonight and find out about her career and how far she's going to go. She's actually still in high school, as I found out earlier, but now she's having a wonderful summer. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. Okay, well, Alex, thank you for coming in tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, now, let's talk. How long have you been modeling for? I saw you on a red carpet walk somewhere or on Facebook within the past few months.
Yeah, I've been modeling since about August or July, maybe. I signed with my first agency.
Of last year, obviously, because we're in July of this year.
Yeah, last year.
Okay. Yeah. So about a year. Mm-hmm. That's wonderful. Well, all right. Ordinarily, I'd say who's your agent, but since you started so recently, I want to know what got you into it.
I've always been really into fashion, and my mom did some modeling, so did my aunt. She's she was with the agent that I'm currently with, Maggie.
Okay.
And I was really into it, and I was really just interested in the whole industry and just kind of went for it.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
And you were already like 16 when you started.
Yeah.
So you
16.
Well, what did you do for fun before that? Because you're obviously, I get that you look very athletic. You look like you're in shape. Do you work out? Do you do anything extracurricular at school?
I used to do sports. I did volleyball for a while, and then I did rowing.
Oh, wow.
And I ended up quitting that, and I didn't really have a lot going on for a few months.
Okay.
And that's when I kind of made the move to just apply to modeling agencies.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I mean, just if somebody look at you and say, well, "You're a beautiful girl. Why don't you apply to something?" Or do you just decide yourself? I know I'm beautiful. Why don't I try it?
Yeah, it was kind of a mix of both.
Oh, cool.
I guess a lot of people were saying like, you should. I mean, because I was like tallest kid in my grade, basically.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah, good thing. And I just decided, why not? So I went for it.
And I happen to have interviewed some models that are represented by Maggie, and and it's a great agency.
It is.
And all right, so let's talk about the projects you've done since you started at Maggie.
All right, I signed with Maggie about like a month ago, so I haven't done a lot with Maggie.
Oh, you haven't? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, all right, let's talk about what you did before that then.
Okay.
Let's go back. Let's go over everything you've done since you started. And if I have any questions, I will interject.
Okay.
All right.
I think my first real shoot was as a model, you want to kind of build a portfolio like an artist does.
Right.
So I did a portfolio shoot, and that was my first. You make like a comp card.
Yep.
Kind of that has all your information, like your height, eye color.
It's like a visual resume.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Visual resume. And I did a comp card shoot out just on Newbury Street.
Oh, wow.
Which is right outside my agency. Yeah. And
well, that's
really
wonderful. Wait, so you actually did an outdoor. You actually walked Newbury Street, and you went to. Did you go up and down the streets?
I did.
Looking for agents to represent you.
No, it was after I signed with Dynasty.
First, okay.
They coordinated all the photographers and everything I'd be doing. Like they got my hair and makeup.
Wow.
Artists. I did bring my own clothes, but I was outside in Newbury Street. And it was like my first ever shoot, and I was wearing like just a sports bra, so like my entire like stomach was out, and I was like
Your stomach was out. You don't have a stomach. You got about a 10-inch waist.
I was like out on the street and like all these people were passing by and they were like, "What is going on?" It was weird.
I bet it was awesome.
Yeah, it was fun though.
You're a bold lady. I like that. That's
you.
wonderful. So you basically had you had the photographer right out there on Newbury Street, and it was, I assume it was a warm day.
It was.
Well, that's good. At least you went out in a sports bra in the winter. That
yeah, it was still really hot because then I had to they do like several looks. So that was the sporty look, and then the next one was kind of more like Burberry is what they called it. So I had like a plaid, like I had a gingham shirt on. Sure. I was kind of dressed like you. I had like white pants and like a blazer on top.
Wow.
It was really hot.
Yeah, I think I've seen that. Now you posted all these on your Facebook page.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think I've seen that one.
Yeah, there's a lot on Facebook.
Sure. Okay. All right. Well, so how many? Was this just one time out on Newbury Street?
Yeah.
Okay, but it was for a whole afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Entire afternoon. Yeah.
Okay, and how long did that whole process take? About?
The shoot itself was. I mean, it took 4 or 5 hours.
Wow.
I got there really early. Around
in the morning?
around 9, and then I think we finished at like 2 maybe.
Okay, cool.
And while I was shooting, there were also other models coming in that were doing the same thing I was doing.
Okay, oh, so you weren't the only model out there.
I wasn't.
Okay, so but you were. Do you think you spent? You think you were out there longer than any of the rest of them?
I don't think so. I think we were all equal amounts. Some people bring more looks, like different looks. Like some people decided to do like 4 different outfits and stuff, and some people shot inside. And there were like kid models too who only lasted like 30 minutes because they were already like tired and exhausted.
Yeah, that can happen. I totally see that. But not you. You had plenty of energy. You kept it going. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay. And that was that your very first shoot, that Newbury Street thing?
Yeah, I guess so.
Wow. So, did you get any press for that? You would think that somebody from the the TV stations in that area in Boston might stop by and want to look at you guys for that.
I don't think. No, I didn't get any press.
Not you specifically, but just the group in general.
It's kind of actually normal. Like I'll be walking down Newbury, and it's not really uncommon to see.
Oh, I see that. No, it's true. It's not. It's not. But I just went because that's okay. But that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So it's good to know that. I mean, right there, you were getting a lot of exposure because a lot of people were seeing you.
Yeah.
And that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
All right. So what did you do with these photographs that they took of you?
So whenever you have a casting, so they put all the photos together.
Right.
They put them on different cards because I shot with 3 different photographers for each look.
Okay.
And they put together a CD with there were like hundreds of shots, and I had to go back in.
Can you do me a favor and name the photographers so that I can, because do you remember them or not?
I know one of them. The last one I shot with was named Archie because he's actually one of the booking agents there.
Okay, cool.
So
you don't remember his last name?
I don't.
We're trying to give credit to all the people that helped you get to where you are now.
Yeah. I don't.
But that's okay. What about Joe Harari? Have you ever worked with him? Have you ever heard of him?
That might have been the first photographer I shot with.
Okay, because does sound familiar?
It does kind of sound familiar.
Sort of a heavy-set guy with glasses. Like he's about my age. He's he's heavy-set, but he's
Maybe it wasn't him then.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so basically you had 3 photographers.
Yeah.
Okay, and you spent a few hours out there on Newbury Street with the traffic going by and everything.
Yeah.
Did they rope anything off for you guys for that? I mean, Newbury Street's a pretty busy street during the day, especially,
Yeah, there were times when we had to, like, move over.
Yeah, move over because people are walking and driving and riding bikes and all that stuff.
Yeah, I made the mistake of, well, not a mistake, but I did a photo shoot a few days ago, actually, in Chinatown.
Okay.
And it was, like, a Saturday.
Yep.
It was, like, the busiest time we could have done it, but it was, so, like, it took us, like, hours because we were always having to move and, like, let people like walk.
Okay, Chinatown's pretty crowded.
Yeah.
Okay, you look like you could have a little Chinese blood in you. I'm only kidding. But that's wild. Okay, so why Chinatown? I don't know why, but I wouldn't think of Chinatown as being a backdrop for modeling because.
Me neither, actually. We did it more at night, like when the sun was setting.
Okay.
And all those neon signs that they have.
That's true. There are a lot of neon signs there.
Yeah, and there's one photo that the photographer Luke Moselle took of me, and it was really cool. Like there were like pink and purple and blue like neon lights kind of in the back.
So it was
really
like
cool.
Sunset around that time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it looked really
That's
cool.
nice. Good. So he knows what he was doing with colors, obviously, and lighting. Now you posted some pictures just yesterday, or just a couple of days ago, and I shared one of them this morning, and those are really good. You were the one, you were sitting, you were in you look like you had a brick wall behind you. Was that at home or was that?
That was also in Boston.
Oh, it was in Boston. Okay.
It wasn't Newberry Street, but it was around. It was more in the economic district.
The financial district. Yeah, right. Okay, that's
same thing.
Right, it is. Okay, cool. So that's wonderful. All right. So was that the most recent shoot you did?
That one was right before I did the one in Chinatown.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that must have been like probably since the summer started. Wow. Okay. Well, now I'm just wondering. Now, when you were a little girl, what things did you do? You look like I get that you were an outgoing child. Did you do anything? I know you didn't model until you were 16, but did you do anything with music, dancing?
I did a lot of dance. I mean, not a lot. My sister's more of the dancer in the family, but I liked to draw, and I did a lot of art, stuff like that. I think I did go in and out of sports.
Okay.
Like I think I tried lacrosse for like a month or two.
That's
quit
fun.
that.
So you get hit with the ball, it goes pretty fast and it's pretty hard. That's what I hear.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did a lot of trial and error for sports.
Sure you do. Okay.
And then I finally realized,
it's not not for you.
Yeah, it wasn't for me, and that's okay. But I was more into like art, and I didn't. I'm a horrible singer, but I was in an acting.
Why do you say that?
Because I can't sing. Because I know I can't sing.
You have a nice voice. If you worked at it, I bet you could sing pretty good.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, you'd have to work at it. You'd have to like develop some.
Yeah.
You'd have to. You know what you'd have to do? You'd have to learn to use your diaphragm a little bit more.
Yeah, I learned that.
That works for sportscasting too.
In school, yeah, I learned that in school because I was in chorus. But when I was younger, I did like an acting theater camp.
All right, talk about that.
Yeah, it was really fun. It was called Kid Spot, but now they changed it to Kid Spot / Teen Spot.
Okay.
So, because they kind of extended the age range. And it was really cool because we put on a play, but all the people there were just so nice. And they weren't like very...
All the people were just so nice? That's okay.
Yeah.
Well, nice to who?
Everyone.
Are you talking about like Santa Claus? I don't know what you mean by nice. I mean... Nice people. Who do you mean specifically? Just people that are nice. Just
they're
nice
just
people?
really passionate people.
You just did a play about like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood with all the nice people in that kind
That's
of
kind
thing.
of what it was. I mean, they were just really.
The world we live in, it's hard to find a lot of nice people. I mean. That's why it's commendable that you did that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my sister actually still does it.
Good. Okay. How old is your sister?
She's 15.
Oh, she's not much younger than you. Okay, right. Okay.
Yeah, and I did it for I think like 6 years, 5 or 6 years, and every year they put on a different.
Was it all during the summer only?
Yeah.
Okay,
during the
because it
summer
was
only.
outdoor theater.
It was indoors, actually.
It was? Oh,
yeah, it was indoors, and all these kids, they had it in my town, so that's how I heard about it.
Right.
We have a huge, like, performing arts center,
cool.
like a huge theater and everything.
See, and I never knew that. I'm always after I ask these questions. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was kids from, I mean, there could have been kids from Raynham. I don't know, but I don't remember, but there were kids from, like, Marshfield, Plymouth, just all over,
of course,
coming
and
every morning.
All the towns in the area,
yeah,
right.
coming every morning for, like, a few hours, and we'd play games or, like rehearse for the show, and it was really fun.
Did it include any musical stuff or not?
Yeah, it was,
okay, but you say you're allowed to sing,
yeah.
but did you do any singing with it anyway?
I didn't. You had to audition.
Yeah, okay.
So I was more in the.
Wasn't not singing
I was in
part
the
of it.
dance troupe.
You were in the dance troupe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you look very coordinated. Okay. You ever done gymnastics at all?
I did.
You did.
For, maybe 2 years.
Okay, because that's coordinated. I mean, you have a very athletic physique. There's no question about that.
Yeah.
And have you done martial arts?
Yeah, I do kickboxing actually.
Okay, you look like you take care of yourself.
When I find the time, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool, that's good. And you still do that now?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, so that's probably the one sport you still got going.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really do it. I just kind of go whenever I feel like it, whenever.
It's good for you. I mean, it's not just for self-defense. It's to help you relax. It's to help you unwind. It's to help you focus.
Yeah.
And what you
really
do, you have to focus.
Yeah,
and everything you do.
Yeah, it's good to get all your anger out.
Have you ever been an extra in a film of any kind?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
There could have been a filming behind me, but not that I know of.
Have you ever been in all right, let me ask you this. And I'm guessing it's probably the answer is no, but have you ever been in a film where you weren't an extra, where you were a regular, even though you've done theater?
Never.
You've never been in a film?
No.
Okay.
I wish, but no.
Well, okay, you wish. Well, the reason I'm asking is because for what you do, see, here's the thing. Have you ever heard of IMDb? You know what that is?
Yeah.
Okay. You're on IMDb now because my show. You probably weren't coming into today, but today now you are because Topic Time is on IMDb.
Cool.
It's great. You're going to have an IMDb credit.
Yeah.
But what I'm suggesting to you is that you say you like to act. You should definitely audition for some film. You should look around and try to join as many film groups. I always try to give advice to my guests that'll behoove them. If you can find, and that includes your school too. I'm sure there are people at your school that do films. There's so many people doing them around here now.
Yeah.
You should audition for. You should look into doing that. If you'll have, you got a long summer ahead of you.
Yeah.
Now aside from modeling, you're out of high school for the summer. What else do you do in your spare time that's recreational?
Recreational. I mean, I live right near the water.
Okay, you like the beach?
So I do a lot of, I like the beach and like swimming and boating, all that kind of
Okay,
stuff.
right. You said you were on a road, you did rowing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So what about the idea of, now, have you ever been not been in a music video, or have you not been?
No.
Okay, that's, well, now, is there anybody that you know that plays music? Are you friends with anyone that's in a band or anything like that? Including people in your own age group?
I know there's a few people in my town who do it. Like, we have a lot of talent shows and stuff in that same theater.
Okay.
And they put on stuff like that. They don't do music videos, though, that I know of. I think they just like to rehearse and perform.
Do they write their own music?
Some of them do. I know they do some songs by themselves, and then some they do
some covers, right?
Yeah.
So here's what I'm thinking. I mean, again, you want this career to take off, and it will. But here's something that you might want to try. Go up. These people are friends of yours. I mean, do you know them? I mean, put it this way: they like you enough so that you could talk to them without them getting mad or anything.
I think so.
Good. So go up to them and say, "Hey, listen, how would you like to? I'm into modeling. If they don't know that already, and I love the water. Why don't you create like a song that we can do and we'll do a video of it on the water? I'm sure you must know someone with a camcorder that knows how to edit, perhaps.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what you got to do. You go out there and assert yourself and just make a suggestion, just an idea.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, now let's get back to your projects. Let's talk. You did the thing on Newbury Street. What else have you done?
I did a shoot for, there was a guy named Robin C.J. Yane.
Okay.
Who he's one of the designers, one of the creators of this brand called Pretty Vacant.
Okay.
And they were doing a collaboration with.
Would you say Pretty Vacant? What's that?
Pretty Vacant. It's a clothing brand.
Okay.
And they were doing a bracelet collaboration. It was just these metal bands.
Okay.
That kind of screwed across here. Like there was a.
Yeah, like metal jewelry on your bracelet.
Yeah,
on your
just
arm,
a simple thing. And they had me do a shoot for it. And then I was in the studio and they had some leather jackets on the side. I was like. And there was one that had a ton of spiky studs, and that really caught my eye. And I was like, "That's really cool."
I saw you wearing a Bowie jacket.
Yeah.
You must be a Bowie fan.
It was a designer's jacket.
I understand.
So, but I liked,
I like Bowie. Yeah, Bowie passed away. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just wondering why you're not wearing any of those bracelets here.
I didn't get to keep them.
You could have promoted that line.
Yeah, and
that's okay, but I'm just kind of curious.
And the leather jacket I saw was actually men's, but I was like, it's really cool. And the guys were a little bit smaller, so I was like, I mean, we could model in that too. And they were like, yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
So I ended up doing most of my shoots, or most of the pictures that we got back were in that leather jacket. And he actually asked me, he said, I mean, are you going to wear it at school? I was like, yeah. So he let me keep it for a period of time, and then I brought it back to do another shoot with him.
Okay.
So I'm kind of.
This is Yang you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. It was really fun.
Yeah.
What
were these shoots like? What were they, besides, you already talked about the bracelet shoot. What were the other ones?
It was just leather jackets.
Okay.
They make leather jackets, and they'll make custom ones. They make custom ones for musicians. They made one for, I don't remember, but it was a really cool, a teal, bright electric blue jacket.
Oh, cool. Okay.
That a musician wore on stage at a concert.
Right.
It was a really big venue.
You don't remember the musician, right?
I don't.
Okay.
But he was a really cool musician.
I'm sure he was, yeah. But the point is, you asserted yourself to get this shoot done. You went up to these people and said, "Let's do it," right?
Yeah, it was just kind of eyeing it, and they were like, I mean, we could do that. It's a men's jacket, but I was like, I don't care. I'll probably fit in it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, they were small, so it worked.
Right, okay. Now, how does this go over at your school? Do you have friends? Do people think are pretty cool that you model there? Or do you have other people that model at Duxbury High?
I hope it's cool.
Well, all right. Well, how's it going so far?
It's going good. I mean, a lot of people know about it just because I post a lot of photos on Instagram.
Okay.
Just because, not to brag, but.
No, you don't listen.
Yeah.
You're trying to promote your career. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and just to kind of Like, I mean,
you're still in
it's
high school
hard
now. I
work.
mean, you got a ways
Yeah.
to go. You got a lot. You got a
Yeah.
lot of. You got a long future ahead of you with doing a lot of different things, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
And on that note, I'm just wondering, do you plan to go to college when you get out of high school yet, or don't you know yet?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, but
Yeah.
you don't have. Obviously you don't have your heart set on any one particular school.
Not really. Yeah. Still.
Did you take the MCAS test?
I did.
And how'd you do? Probably well.
Well, MCAS was a while ago. It's SAT.
SATs. Okay, have you taken that yet?
Yes.
And how'd you do on that?
Fairly good.
Okay, that's good. You probably did better than I would have done if I had taken them. Okay, that's wonderful. All right. Well, so what is your future? What do you have? And we'll talk more about your other projects, but just look ahead. Just looking ahead for your future.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any specific plans for when you get out of high school? Do you have any? I'll put it this way: do you have any goals? And modeling included, but
Yeah.
anything else besides that?
I mean, I just am kind of enjoying what I'm doing
That's
right now.
cool.
And
Living in the moment. Yep.
living in the moment, and also, I mean, there's a ton of like designers and things I want to do with designers, like modeling wise.
Okay.
But it's also just about learning more.
Yep.
Because when people don't really think about it, but I know there's like a stereotype that like models are kind of just dumb and like all they have is their looks.
That's absolutely not true at all.
Yeah,
And
I
anyone
mean,
who
it
thinks
isn't
that
true.
should think again, because it's not true.
And I mean, you learn a lot. Like
Yeah.
I learned how to set up a light fixture in a studio, and
That's
how
important, because you might want to be behind the scenes
how
someday
to do,
too.
yeah, I know a lot of models who actually do photography as well.
Oh,
So,
have you ever done any photography?
I mean, I don't think taking photos on my phone for Instagram counts.
You
So
don't think what?
taking photos on my phone for Instagram, I don't think that counts as
It doesn't
photography.
count. But have you ever actually taken a real bona fide camera that's used by people that take pictures like for the newspapers and tried working with it? Creating something. I mean, you say you like being artistic. Have you ever?
Yeah.
Photography is an art too, you know.
Yeah.
So have you ever like done any photography that's that you'd be proud to try to sell somewhere, for instance?
Yeah, that'd be fun, but I haven't really done it. I like to like look at the cameras that the photographers are using on set and at shoots. But
Well, next time you're on the set, you might want to say,
Yeah.
"Hey, can you tell me a little about this camera? I'm interested in photography."
yeah,
They're gonna know you're not dumb if you do that, and I'm sure they already know it. But at least if you put that out there, they'll say,
Yeah.
"Well, this girl's got some verve. She wants to do
Yeah.
other things.
Yeah.
She wants to expand her career and stuff." You know,
Yeah.
Okay. Were you kind of a tomboy as a kid? A little bit. I don't know. I'm sort of getting that you were. A lot of girls that are models are telling me that they are. And
I don't know. I feel like I should ask my mom.
you feel like what?
I should ask my mom.
Well, let's talk. You're the one we're interviewing. What are your memories?
I mean,
Did you
I think
beat
I
up
went through
boys as a
phases.
kid? You know what I mean?
No.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, that's a good thing.
Nah, I think I went through phases.
Of course, we all
Like-
do. Yeah.
I mean, I kind of am more just. I like to call it like eclectic, just different. Like
I love that
always
word.
wear
When I think when
sneakers
I
and stuff.
pitched you the show, I said
Yeah.
it's an eclectic type show.
Yeah, you did.
I do. I
Yeah.
said it to everybody.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't like to really put it into category.
Okay.
I'm more.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, I
That's
don't
cool.
think. I did go through a phase, I think, where I did like only wear like sneakers and hats and like
Okay.
t-shirt, like baseball t-shirts.
There you
But
go.
I mean, that was a while ago.
Sure
and
it was. Yeah, you were pretty young
Yeah.
then. Okay.
Yeah, I'm usually wearing like sneakers or Converse or like.
Well, you
If
dressed
I'm
up
not-
tonight like you're going to the Ritz.
Yeah,
Which
and
is good. I
yesterday
appreciate that.
I was wearing like ripped jeans and an AC/DC t-shirt.
That's
so-
okay. That's fine. Now, whatever works for you. I mean, this is good. I mean, you're a
Yeah.
model. And now, do you ever model in this what you're wearing tonight?
I haven't modeled in this, but
That's what. Okay. No, but something like that at all?
yeah, I did the same comp card shoot. I did like the first shoot.
Okay.
I had this. It was like a black. It was kind of like this, but it was black leather.
Okay.
And then I had like black leather boots that like went up to here
Yeah,
at my knees.
You love the leather, I know.
Yeah, that was fun.
Okay, I'm
and
sure
it was
it
really
was.
cool. And I had like a slicked ponytail and like dark makeup.
Okay.
And
Wonder
and I
if-
was still on the street
sure I've
doing
seen
that.
that
People
one,
were
yeah.
like, "What the heck?"
Okay. Yeah, just so you know, I mean, I know you like leather. I happen to be a vegan myself, and I don't, I hate the slaughter of animals
too,
for
yeah.
any reason, but and I try, we're sitting in leather chairs right now, unfortunately, but this is unfortunately, if we could, this is just my take on it, but I understand that, stuff is pretty if you wear it and it looks good.
No, I'm the same way. I don't eat meat.
Are you a vegetarian?
I am.
Good for you.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, that's good. Now they know. I'll tell you something. It bodes good for your health too.
Yeah.
You know, I've been a vegetarian for more than half my life now, 34 years.
Yeah.
Almost 40 years to the day. July 30th will be 34 years. In 1982.
Uh-huh.
That was the last time I ate meat. So, but now what about traveling? You ever done any traveling?
I haven't been out of the United States.
You have not been? All right. Well, what about in the United States? Have you traveled anywhere fun in the United States?
Yeah.
Right?
I like to go. I mean, every summer we go to Vermont.
Okay.
Stuff
Well,
like that.
Pretty,
Which I really like. I like both ways. Like, I like the city, and then I like
the country. Yeah.
the
That makes sense.
yeah.
See, that's good. Me too. I like to, like. Now, what about now? When you do modeling, have you ever go to New York for anything like that? Are you planning to? Because that might be a place to go to. Maybe.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's
Okay.
a really good place.
I mean, are you planning on possibly going down there and seeing if you can do any shoots in New York? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't say anything.
Okay, that's fine.
Secret.
No, that's fine. You don't want to if you don't want to give too much away, that's fine. Eventually, you plan to take it on the road. Besides New York, other places around the country, maybe even across the country, maybe even across the pond to Europe and.
Yeah, it'd be really cool because I'm taking French, so going to Paris would be really cool.
You would, yeah. I mean, speaking your own French and stuff, and then and then now I could see you. Now that you mention it, it's funny because I could see you doing a French music video and singing it and speaking in French, and while they played that French music with the accordion.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see.
No, just a thought. I could just see you doing that. It could be kind of cool.
Yeah.
You'd look good under the Eiffel Tower.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean that's where a lot of the Parisian stuff is done for modeling. I've seen that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, have you ever done any online modeling?
What do you mean by that?
Well, there's a girl I had on last year whose mother got her into modeling. She's a couple of years older than yourself, and she has lines all over the world because she models online. You can do that.
Yeah.
You could submit your work online and send it anywhere.
Yeah. I know. I mean, there's a big thing going on, like Instagram modeling.
Okay.
It's basically people who, they're not really with an agency. They just kind of ask brands, like,
Yep.
I'll post a picture in your clothing, and then they call themselves a model.
Okay, I understand. But you've already got people representing you. They might be able to help you do that if you try to. I'm just saying it would probably pick it up more for you. You'd probably get more exposure doing that than you got, and then you could be international before you even left the United States.
Yeah. I don't know.
But that's up to you.
Sometimes you have to be careful. There can be some sketchy things online.
There can be, but if you have a legitimate person representing you, then they're the ones that would make sure that you don't get messed up.
Yeah, if they are helping me with it, probably.
That's what I'm saying. You
Just
wouldn't
never
do it
alone.
I wouldn't suggest you do it alone.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, if I've learned one thing, never do anything alone.
Right, exactly. Be a team player.
Yeah.
Let somebody else, watch it. Make sure that someone has your back for everything you do. There's no question about that.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, have you ever had any media coverage? You said this was your first TV show. Have you ever been written up in your local hometown paper or anything for anything?
I don't think so. No, I mean, I write for my school paper.
Talk
I'm
about
like
your
the
writing.
editor.
I was going to ask you about your writing.
Yeah, my writing.
So talk about your writing. What do you write?
Okay, so I have my own blog.
Cool.
Where I just write. I mean, it started out kind of just me writing everything that I've done modeling.
Okay.
And then it got kind of repetitive and kind of.
Yeah,
I felt like I was bragging, basically.
Felt like you were bragging. You sound like maybe the material was getting a little stale, so you wanted to change it.
Yeah, like, I mean, no one really wants to hear about me backstage at Style Week. Like, it can be interesting, but
yeah, you don't want to
if you
overdo it. I hear you.
keep talking about it. And so I decided to kind of write a lot about, like, fashion as well.
Okay.
And also, I did interviews with people.
I was going to say, like,
yeah,
cool.
and I did interviews with, like, a designer, another model, and most of the models that I've interviewed or like wanted to interview, I can just text them because they're like my friends.
That's awesome.
I can just text them and be like, hey, can I ask you a few questions and just write about it?
That's wonderful.
Yeah, so.
Well, then see, now there's something you might want to try eventually. Maybe go to broadcasting school, so you'll be in front of the camera.
Yeah.
You would definitely be great doing interviews as well as being interviewed.
Thank you.
See you. Yeah, you would be great at that.
Yeah, it's fun. Most of the interviews I've done
You've
have
never done
been
a TV
over.
interview, obviously, except that. But I mean, you've never interviewed someone on a TV show or a local, not even at your school. You must have a TV
Well, at
station.
my school, there is a TV station, but I'm the editor, one of the editors of my school paper.
Right.
And I've interviewed kids. I haven't done like a profile on someone, but I've
Okay.
interviewed, like gone around the school and interviewed kids
That was on the TV?
about a topic. No, just about
Oh,
a
just via
topic that
paper?
we're writing about.
Okay, so
Yeah.
stuff you wrote about.
Yeah.
Have you ever, let me ask you this, have you ever tried writing other things like poetry, fiction? Do you like write, you like stories or anything like
yeah.
that? Okay.
I did a lot of that. I did a lot of like poetry freshman year
Okay.
of high school. That was like the main like topic or like main thing we were doing in school.
Okay.
Which was fun. I just haven't had time to do a lot of other stuff.
Okay,
you know?
right.
But yeah.
Because you know, writing is great. You never know how creative you can be
Yeah.
until you try it. Have you ever have you ever taken at school? Have you ever taken a writing course?
Yeah.
I mean, I know you take English. That's a given. But have you ever taken just a writing course?
Yeah, my school
it's
didn't offer
elective.
it for a while,
Okay.
but they're now offering it for next year.
Okay.
As a senior, you can do creative writing, which I signed up for.
Great.
And there's
That's an awesome thing to know.
There's sports literature, there's Shakespeare, there's other stuff. But
You should dabble in
yeah.
all that stuff.
yeah,
If you like
I
it.
don't have enough
Shakespeare's a little bit.
room, but yeah,
Right. I know you
doing
can't
creative
only
writing.
take
Yeah.
so many
Yeah.
courses. But creative writing can be a hoot. I mean, you'd be amazed what, even if not you start doing a creative writing course. I've taken several in my life too, and I found that people, you know, all over the world can be, you know, they can. I took one in Vermont back in 1990. We actually did a creative writing course involving people from all over the world, and some of the stuff that people write is amazing, and you could be inspired by it, and you could learn some of the styles that could help you too.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. Well, maybe 2 months after I started my blog,
Okay.
I started asking other people if they wanted to write for me or just write a story. Like,
Okay.
I knew some people who were interested in writing or some people that had, like, really interesting stories.
Right.
And I just said, do you want to, like, you can either just text it to me and I'll copy and paste it and just post it.
Well, wait a minute. Are you talking about like using their writings to take credit for it?
No.
Okay,
no,
I didn't think
no.
so, but I just wanted to make sure.
No, because I just felt like it wasn't. I mean, I'm obviously not the only person with a story.
Right.
You
Of
know?
course not.
And you know that from interviewing people, but I just asked some people, like, and a lot of people are starting to get into it, which is really exciting.
Writing, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And
Okay.
it's really cool because a lot of people in my school do sports and stuff, and I'm not one of those people.
No, but what about the idea of
yeah.
covering sports? Maybe writing, you know, interviewing the athletes and writing, you know, covering a game.
Yeah, doing that for school, not for fresh off the runway, but I like to like incorporate everything
Yeah, you're
into a post.
multifaceted. That's great.
Yeah, like I wrote about I think I wrote about like dealing with rejection, which was for modeling
That's
and like
something
for
I'm an expert
castings.
on.
Yeah, and and dealing like from castings and stuff, but I
Okay.
also wrote about how like sports or
Right.
like other things.
Okay,
can,
no,
like-
that's
so,
wonderful.
yeah.
Now talk about, you have some friends that model too, and I saw them on your Facebook page, I think,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Well, how many of I mean, talk about that. How do you work with them on regular, like with shoots and stuff?
It's more people that I've met at like castings or
Okay.
the day I had my comp card shoot, the first shoot.
Castings for what? I mean, you're talking about that theater thing you did all for 6 years in your town?
No, castings for modeling.
Oh,
like
castings
for
for
photo
modeling.
shoots
Gotcha,
and stuff.
okay.
Yeah. But for the first shoot I did, my little comp card shoot.
Okay.
One girl walks in and she was wearing like a Taylor Swift tour T-shirt, like
Okay.
from her concert.
Sure.
And I was like, that's gonna be my new best friend.
There you
like
go.
she like walks in and I was like,
Taylor Swift's a Facebook friend of mine, by the way.
really?
Oh yeah, I've been friends with a lot of the celebrities. But go ahead, talk about that.
Okay. And we were just talking, and then I met her. The agency had a meet and greet for
Okay.
like models, models from all ages. Like there were little kids
Yeah, little
running
kids
around,
and then all the way, right.
adults.
All the way to adults.
And I saw her again, and I was like, hey, like, and we just caught up, and then we started talking to other models our age, like other girls, and there were other guys too, and
Yep.
we made like a group chat, and we were like taking pictures outside, like it was just really fun.
That's very
'cause, like,
innovative.
Yeah, and we don't even, people are surprised, like we don't even talk about really modeling in the model group chat. Like we're
Okay.
just talking about everything else because we don't live in the same town.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
Yeah, like the girl that I met lives in New Hampshire.
Oh, okay.
And there's like other people who are like, they're in like Italy right now. Or
Wow.
like yeah, it was really
So
cool.
they're modeling in Italy?
Modeling and just traveling, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, there's
See, this is what you want to do eventually.
Yeah.
So you're on your
yeah.
way. So you've already associated yourself with people to do this.
Yeah,
And so maybe next time they go, they'll take you with them.
that'd be fun.
They would, yeah. I mean, it's just, it's certainly
Yeah.
something to consider.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So how many of these modeling friends do you have? Would you say?
Ooh,
And how did you meet? Did you get them? Did you meet a lot of them online? Because you said that some of them are like that girl in New Hampshire. How did you meet her? Was
she was at the comp card shoot.
She was,
drives.
okay.
She has commitment. She drives whenever there's a casting or a shoot. She drives, and it takes her like, I mean, in total probably like 5 hours. I don't know.
To do what?
How long? To go to castings or to go to shows or, you know.
5 hours? Why? Is is she
There and
habitually
back
late?
total. I don't know. I don't know math.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see what you mean. Like she's thorough.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's good. Okay. Now, have you ever thought of maybe taking people under your wing and showing people how to how to model too? Maybe that would be kind of cool. Teaching a course in it. I never thought of
Very
that, but it
cool.
seems to me a lot of people that modeling is something that has to be learned. It's something that you
It is.
teach people how to promenade the right way, whatever
Yeah.
they have to do. I saw you walking on that carpet. Well, now let's talk about more of those shoots then. Now, what was that? You were walking on a carpet. It looked like a red carpet walk.
Yeah.
You had your hair done up in a bun, I believe.
Yeah, that was for Style Week.
Okay.
That was in Providence. It was like kind
Sure.
of a part of Fashion Month, and basically, it's just new designers
Okay.
in the area, and there was some from New York, I think.
Okay. Wow.
And they just have an entire week of just runway shows,
Sure.
showing their new lines and showing their new designs
Okay.
and what they've got. And a lot of them now are like, I mean, a lot of them are really big. The one that I walked for, Alexandra Nam,
Okay.
she made a jacket for Lady Gaga that she wore.
Wow.
And there was this, and the jacket was there.
Is
like,
Gaga
it was-
actually there too?
No.
Okay.
I wish, but
I know.
it was the jacket everyone wanted to wear. It was like this color, and it was like really long and drapey and flowy.
Yeah, it's probably made
And
of meat.
everyone.
All
No,
right,
it
go ahead.
wasn't.
No, if you
And
know, she does
everyone,
it, yeah.
everyone wanted to wear it, and
Sure.
everyone was just eyeing it because it was like it was. I think it was the same jacket that was worn by Lady Gaga.
Okay.
So everyone was like, "Oh my God, I wonder if it smells like her."
Well, that's why I was thinking, because I said meat. Remember she wore that meat thing made of meat for that show she did?
My mom dressed up as that same exact thing for Halloween. Fake
cool.
meat, just like pattern.
Oh, okay. No,
Yeah,
I
but
understand.
that was her Halloween costume.
Yeah, no, Gaga's quite I've been a friend of Gaga's on Facebook for 5 years too.
Really?
Oh yeah, I talk to these people. By the way, let me ask you a question. You familiar with Sarah Silverman, the actress?
Yes.
My cousin.
Really?
Yeah, so you might. So I just thought
She's
that.
hilarious.
Isn't she? Yeah, I know.
Yeah. That's
I know.
awesome.
Yeah, I just thought
Wow.
maybe I like to
Yeah.
spring that on people when I
Is
have
she
them in
like
here.
at Thanksgiving just cracking jokes or something?
No, I have never actually met Sarah. I met Laura, her sister. Have you ever seen the Sarah Silverman show on Comedy Central?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you know that girl who plays Laura, that's her real sister.
Yeah.
And she's my cousin too. And her and I did hook up once. In 1998, she was the voice on this animated series called Dr. Katz, Professional Therapist on Comedy Central. I don't know if you ever saw that. But I thought it
No.
was so funny that I actually called her once and said, I think your show was hilarious. And she invited me to do, to go to do, where they do the audio part of that, which is in Watertown, Mass.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool because it's basically it's an animated series about a therapist who's divorced and has an adult son that lives at home. It's kind of a loser. And all his patients are celebrities and stuff, and it's
Yeah.
kind of silly. And most of the stuff they talk about in their sessions are mostly like stand-up comedy material that
Yeah.
they've ever done. And speaking of that, have you ever done anything comical? Have you ever thought of doing stand-up? Have you? Just,
My life is a comedy.
that's what well, perfect. That might be good for you then.
No, I mean, I don't think I could easily. I feel like most of the jokes that people make are about like the stereotypes, like Amy Schumer, who I love.
Of course.
But she like always makes jokes about like women and how she's like total opposite. I feel like people would just be like, "You're a tall, thin model. What do you have that's like funny?" You know?
Just that. I mean, see, that's just it. That's where your niche would be. You would write about things that other people don't.
Yeah.
You would be able to. Well, I mean, I could tell you something. Now, if you could berate yourself on stage, people could do that. That would be funny. But that's something. That's one way to go.
Yeah.
Or you could even, just make your observations and point them out. Like I'm sort of Seinfeld-like, but add your own little silly twist to them.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to make a silly noise or grunt every now and then too.
No, I'm never.
You wouldn't do that? Okay, if that's something you don't want to do, then you don't have to do that. That's just a thought. Now tell me.
No, I mean I would.
You would.
I'm not afraid to do that.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Now, do you have any friends that make you laugh?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, why don't you? What about the idea of maybe forming a theater group with them and doing some silly things? Writing script. Now, have you ever tried to write a script?
Yeah. Yeah.
For something comical?
Yeah, like
maybe?
for school and stuff like that. Yeah.
Right. So maybe turn that into maybe like a little film with that.
Yeah.
Just an
yeah.
idea, just something with. Now, do you have a camcorder?
Yeah.
Have you ever done any editing before with
Yeah,
film?
yeah.
Okay.
I used to do like little. I mean, I don't think it counts as editing, but I did little like iMovie
That counts.
films with my sister.
I know,
That was
but I
years
mean,
ago.
have you ever used editing equipment? Okay, well, that's editing.
Yeah.
Now, editing, as someone, I looked at myself as a talent, not a tech. At my old station, I did a lot of editing because I did a lot of shows on the road. Here, I pretty much just do it here, right here, and I have people come to me, which is great.
Yeah.
Some of them drive hundreds of miles to come up here. Well, so the point is, editing is something that you kind of have to do. If you're going to do it, stay good at it. It's not like riding a bike. You have to do it regularly.
Yep. Because
it's tricky, and you can lose your touch if you don't keep up with what you're doing. But in this day and age, there's a lot of really cool things you can do with editing. You can do voiceovers.
Yep.
You could do a shoot of have somebody videotape your shoot and do like a narrator and add your voice and say, well, this was here, this was there, and have a little music in the background. That would be wonderful.
Yeah.
Because I tell you, I mean, doing just still pick modeling is wonderful.
Yeah, it gets boring.
It's not boring, but But I'm just saying you can add more dimensions to what you do if you added, did some musical stuff, added your own voice, and did it in film.
Yeah.
Walking back and forth. Has anybody ever done film of you modeling that you've seen?
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
The second shoot I did for Pretty Vacant, the leather jacket.
Okay, right.
They did like a little YouTube video.
Oh, did they? Okay.
But it ended up like not really working out. But
why not?
I don't know. I think the editing was just a little
the
weird. They
editing
like
was
couldn't
messed
find
up?
the right music, stuff like that. But like I saw a little bit of it, and it looked really cool.
Did you get a lot of hits?
No, they ended up not putting it up on
trashed.
YouTube.
Okay, they trashed it. See, that's why if you took some people around you that were creative, and you did it right, you could get a lot of hits probably, and that could be something that it might go viral. You never know.
Yeah.
Still pics don't go well. Still pics can go viral if like you say, if you're on the cover of Cosmo or something, which you might be someday. But in terms of the stuff that you print on your Facebook page, that's not going to go viral. But if you do something on YouTube that's really impressive.
Yeah. I don't really know what it'd be, but I don't really want to be a one-hit wonder.
You're not going to be a one-hit wonder. You just keep practicing. You just keep doing what you're doing. You'll be fine. There's going to be a lot of opportunities for you. Mm-hmm. And now, have you ever thought of going to fashion design school? Have you ever designed clothes yourself?
No, but I toured FIT in New York.
Okay,
City.
What's that exactly?
It's the Fashion Institute of Technology.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, that was the reason I was asking, because you told me you saw some of my show with Sharon Cox Cole.
Yeah.
Or Cole, whatever.
Yeah.
The fashion designer.
Yes.
Because if you could design clothes, I mean, that would be another facet of modeling that you could incorporate.
Yeah.
And make a lot of money too.
I mean, I learned a lot just by being like backstage.
Right.
Like at her show.
Okay.
She did like a lot of last minute touch-ups to
Whose show are you talking about?
It was a charity show.
No, but whose show?
Oh, Sharon.
Oh, you were at her show. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I was
Good.
one of the models. And you like learn a lot backstage. You learn a lot just in a few minutes seeing the panic of like, oh my God, the show is starting. We have to like pin all these dresses together. Like,
wow.
It doesn't look
that sounds like it might be something good comedy, a good comical bit. Oh, you're suddenly the panic of putting all these dresses together.
Yeah, it all looks really good. Like on camera and on video and all that stuff.
But there's a lot of preparation that goes in, and sometimes it's last minute, huh?
Yeah, that show was very last minute, but it turned out fine.
Oh, sure it did.
Yeah.
Because she's in pro, she knows what she's doing.
She does.
But it can be a harrowing experience.
Yeah.
To be backstage. But that didn't matter to you, because you were just doing your modeling for her, and you were all set. You didn't have to. Nothing was too like last minute for you. You knew what you had to do, and you just did it. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Okay. So what are you going to be doing this summer? What do your projects look like on the horizon now for the summer of 2016?
Let's see. I'm interning for a site called All My Friends Are Models.
Okay.
It's not a blog. It's like more than a blog. It's like a real news kind of updating site. And I intern, and I have done interviews or just one.
For your paper?
Online.
For your school paper? Online interviews. Okay, cool.
Yeah, for the site.
That's right.
And
okay.
I do interviews for them, and I like upload and sometimes write for them too, because the whole point is like models and everyone who's like behind the scenes and actually there writing about it instead of people and like reporters who are just kind of like writing down their notes and like making something. Because I know people like sometimes will make stuff up about, or like make it look more glamorous or sound more glamorous when it's like we know what's actually happening. You know, like we're there.
Well, how do they manage to do that?
I don't know.
Well, they make it. Well, are you talking about people that describe it, or are you talking about people that do the photography?
Well, the people. I mean, if you look at like magazines and stuff, a lot of people that write things aren't actually the people that are there.
Okay.
Like they're like a bystander.
Okay.
You know, like my whole point of the blog actually, like my blog, was to write about what's actually happening and what I actually see.
Okay.
Instead of other people like seeing like me or like, you know, getting like little glimpses.
Okay.
Because I'm actually like going through the whole thing and I
All
can
right.
just tell everything that happens. And
so you're just basically reporting it out. You're telling it like it is, like Howard Cosell used to do.
Yeah.
Okay. You know who he was?
Who was it?
Howard Cosell.
No.
Okay. He was an old sportscaster. He probably passed away before you were born.
Yeah.
But he was very well known for telling it like it is. That was his voice. That was what his.
I feel like I've heard that before.
Yeah, you probably have. You
Yeah.
can check them out online on Google and stuff. Okay, so that's what you're doing, and that's before you go back to school. Okay.
Well, I'm probably gonna keep doing it.
Even through school.
Yeah, as long as they have me.
Okay. Do you have any fall models? Sometimes the fall model shoots are the best ones. I've noticed that. Sometimes especially around here, with you have. There's nothing wrong with having being a pretty girl like you, but it's also having a nice backdrop behind you, like the beautiful foliage that we get around here in the fall.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do a shoot.
If you did you do something like that last fall by any chance?
No, I.
Because you say you like the outdoors. Now you've done stuff in the city. Maybe it's time to do stuff for modeling.
Yeah,
stuff
I am doing stuff. I just can't I can't talk about it.
You can't talk
really.
about it. Okay. Okay, but all right, that's fine.
Yeah.
I know you can just talk about whatever you can. You don't want to get you in trouble. It sounds, the fact that you get so much you can't talk about shows that you get a lot on the horizon, which is good, which is really good. Okay, and so now what about you? So what else do you like to do for fun? Do you like to rollerblade or anything like that? Anything?
I like to drive.
You like to drive?
Yeah.
You don't pedal to the metal. You do have your license now, right?
Yes.
You have a sport. What do you got for wheels? You got a sports car?
I don't have a car of my own.
You don't have a car of your own
Yeah,
yet?
my parents have pretty cool cars, so.
I'm sure they do. Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw what you guys came up here, and that looked pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. You're not geared for you're not crazy like geared for speed and stuff, right?
No,
Okay.
I just like to just drive around.
What about the idea of modeling for a car company? Have you ever done that, or?
If I get a free car, that'd be cool.
Wow, you got to work. You can't just get a free car. There's a lot of girls that want to do that. That's a pretty big deal. Like even washing cars.
Yeah.
Just do it. You know what I mean? Like being a prop that washes.
No, yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes a woman who washes a car looks pretty good when she's doing it. That's a great thing to model. You model the car and yourself.
Yeah.
My point is that aesthetics isn't just limited to you. It's what you have. It's your surroundings as well.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna be, no matter how good you look, if you're in a ghetto doing a model scene, it's gonna take something away from the luster of the shoot.
Yeah.
So you want to have something that looks good around you.
Yeah.
Besides just you and yourself. Okay, we'll talk about your family. Now, are they doing any modeling at all? You have a sister. What does she do? Does she model at all too?
No, she doesn't. But that's fine. She's into like art and dance.
Okay.
Kind of same thing as me, except she also likes makeup, which is
sing
kind of. So
yeah, I know. You're not wearing any makeup, are you now?
No, I am. I don't really wear a lot of makeup.
I know you don't. It's good because you look like you got a very nice appearance without makeup, and a lot of I don't see any of the blue eyeshadow or any of that stuff.
Oh no.
Okay, that's good.
That's more of her scene. She likes the more, she likes makeup and stuff.
Okay.
And so I need to bring her like to a shoot one day so she can see what they do. The makeup behind the scenes, because they put on a lot of makeup. You don't see it always in a shoot or like in the photo.
Right.
But there's a lot more that's on.
I know. I'm sure there is.
Yeah.
I'm sure there is. That would be cool. Have you ever? I take it she's very supportive of you and what you do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So does she come to a lot of your shoots and stuff?
She hasn't come to any yet. I don't. I mean, most of them, it's usually like a really tiny crew.
Okay.
So I don't like to bring
Too many
an
people?
entourage.
I understand. Yeah. Okay.
I usually bring like at least My mom or my dad usually drive me.
So she's just your only sibling?
Yeah.
Okay, that's an easy family to take. You know, it's not too bad, and she's only a year apart. Okay, that's cool. All right. Well, what about your artwork? Have you ever? I mean, are you still doing any of that? Drawing, painting?
She's the more artistic one, I think, now.
Okay.
I don't do as much art either, but she's either always putting makeup on her face or drawing in her sketchbook.
Okay.
So it's not me.
Has she ever drawn a picture of you?
Not that I know of.
That might be kind of cool.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I'll tell you something. If you have a good sketching art, if you have a good sketch artist, sometimes that could be, most of the, I know, tell me I'm wrong if I am, but don't, and this includes with Sharon too. It seems to me that most of the clothes and the girls that I've seen, you know, the pictures of are usually sketched as opposed to photographed.
Yeah.
As in terms of the selling point of the clothes, for instance.
I think so. Yeah. There's sometimes like models will be paid to just pose in the clothes, but they
get
can't
drawn instead of photographed, right?
Yeah, you can do both, I think.
I know that.
Yeah. But usually models don't like post the photos anywhere because it's kind of like it'd be revealing what the designer has.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So these contracts are pretty strict about stuff like that, right? You're not supposed to.
I haven't had anything too strict. When I get a photo, I just post it on Instagram or I.
No, but you're telling me there are things you can't talk about, and I'm wondering about that because it seems to me, you know, sounds like you've got a lot of stuff, you know that's arranged, but you can't mention for some reason.
Well, I could. Well, I just don't like to mention it because you never know, like, if I end up not doing it.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I mean? But I know a lot of people who will be working in like secret collaborations with designers and stuff like that, and they don't reveal it yet. But that's there's sometimes I think a lot of people now with like social media like to give sneak peeks just to keep people intrigued,
keep people interested. Sure.
Which I get. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that means you don't want to reveal too much about anything because you're afraid of, if it doesn't happen. But I'm just talking about stuff that you might want to do, not stuff that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, there's a ton of like designers and also like models that I think would be fun to shoot with or walk with or do anything with.
Sure.
Like,
wouldn't mind having them on the show.
That'd be cool.
It would if you can get them in here. Well, no, that makes sense. And all right, so just see if we've covered all your projects. That's the time we have remaining. We made the hour go by pretty quick.
Wow.
I know. So just fill me in on everything that you've done since you started, and let's make sure that we've got it all in before we sign off. But because I just want to make sure we covered everything.
Yeah.
Anything you haven't mentioned so far?
I don't think so. I feel like we got most. I mean, I'm sure there's like little shoots in between that I'm forgetting.
Okay.
Like I already mentioned Style Week.
Right.
I did a nice little shoot with Brandy Melville.
Okay, I know the name.
Yeah, the clothing brand, just in Boston.
All right.
It was really just chill. It was freezing outside, so we decided to just go into a little apartment and shoot.
That must have been nice and cold.
Yeah, we were wearing like sweatpants. Like it was just an average day for me, just with a camera.
Right.
So
okay.
it was really fun. Yeah.
Okay. So that's pretty much it for what you've done.
I think so. Yeah. If I remember anything, I'll tell you, but I can't think of anything.
All right, well, I'll tell you what I'm going to ask you to do now in the remaining time. We've got a lot of people going to see this show.
Yeah.
I want to give a few shouts out to people that you admire. That includes photographers, friends, family members. You can include me if you want. I'm not a family member, but that's up to you.
Like people that I want to work with?
Sure.
Okay. Hi, Gigi Hadid. How are you doing?
Okay.
What else? Have you seen that new Calvin Klein campaign? That looks really cool.
Probably. Are you in that?
No, I wish.
Okay,
That's another thing.
Oh, well, you're giving a shout out to Calvin Klein?
Yeah, can I be in that campaign?
Can you be in that? Oh, I see what you mean. Right, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right, what about, okay, that's cool. Just want friends and stuff and people you say the girls that you're friends with that model.
Yeah, I think, aren't you interviewing, you might be interviewing a few of my friends soon.
Well, there was a girl named Kristen Wood.
Kirsten.
She couldn't make it. She's going out of town.
Yeah, she was the one that was in Italy,
the one who got you in, I think. Or you got her in, one or the other. I remember I I got you both around the same time.
Yeah.
But she texted me and said she was going out of town. She was supposed to be on the 27th, which is in 2 weeks.
Yeah. But she's a great.
Well,
she's,
eventually,
like, so
hopefully, then we'll
sweet,
get her.
yeah.
Then we'll, if she's
Yeah.
we'll get her to reschedule.
That'd be awesome because she's so sweet. Kirsten, I'm
Yeah.
gonna pronounce it wrong.
That's okay.
And then Rachel Gordon, who I know you
Yeah,
already
Rachel Gordon. She was
interviewed.
supposed to be on too when she had something going on. Doesn't she work for CBS?
Oh, really?
I thought she worked for CBS.
I haven't talked to her in a while. I met her back in like November, December at a casting.
Okay.
But she might, yeah.
Okay.
I
Well,
wouldn't be surprised.
Well, if you talk to her again, I'd love to encourage you to come on the show.
I will, yeah.
Okay, that would be great. And what about, you can say hi to your sister if you want, or anyone she'll see the show eventually. Maybe today, hopefully.
Yeah.
If we get the link up.
Hi, Hadley.
And all the friends at school and all those people that you're.
Yeah. Hi. I'm on TV.
You're on TV now, yeah, exactly. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what kind of you must have a pretty good GPA at school. Do they let you? I mean, in order to, I assume that a lot of the agencies that have high school age people will not let them do it unless they have a good GPA.
Yeah, that's what I like about my agency right now, Maggie.
Right.
They asked me like, how am I doing in school and what do I do in school, and like, they try to work around my school schedule, like making sure I don't leave as often as I did before with my other agency. But yeah.
Now, are you still with all these agencies, or just?
I'm just with one, Maggie in Boston. Dynasty that I was with was also in Boston.
Okay,
but
I know that.
You can't really be in.
You can't have more than one agent, or can you?
You can, but I don't think I can have really like two in the same area.
Okay.
Because I go to castings all the time with other like models from like different agencies, so it's just kind of like pointless and also really not fair. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of a conflict of interest.
Yeah.
No, I totally get that. That makes sense. Now, but if let's say one of them went to call you back, would you still go? I mean, these are if they're agents, then if there's any work available, they will contact you, right? Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're always on call.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
I assume you get a lot of inquiries and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, and it sounds to me like you're going to be, doing plenty more as you get older.
I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're still pretty young yet, and there's a lot will present itself to you. I'd say you just keep plugging away and doing what you're doing, and try to get as much press as you can too. There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with it.
Including me. And you asked me about the other shows.
Yeah.
Well, you should go to some of the Boston stations and tell them what you do. Tell them,
just barge in.
Just barge in. Why not? Talk to your agents about it too. See if they can. Again, don't do it alone. Don't just barge in. Obviously, that might. Well, Alex, I want to thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
You were a great guest, and that's the amount of time we have left. And
wow.
Yeah, so I the best of luck in everything you're doing.
Thank you.
I'd love to, and if you can get again other people that want to come in and be interviewed, I'd love to have them on. Topic Time is primarily through word of mouth. Just have them hit me up on Facebook, and I'd love to. I'll get them in here, and we'll do this. We'll do the whole shebang with them like we always do. And I want to thank you guys for watching. You planning on doing any? You doing any beach shoots at all? I'm just wondering.
I might be.
You haven't done any yet?
No.
Just everything so far. You haven't done anything outdoors in the wilderness, just on the city.
Oh, I actually did, but it was in my own town. I don't even know if we have time to talk about it, but I was like in the marsh grass.
Very quick, okay.
And I decided to I made the decision of, wouldn't it look cool if I laid down in here? And
there you go.
And it was but it was really gross and there were a ton of crabs and stuff in there, and I was getting pinched all over. And I was like, get the shot quick.
There you go. Okay. Yeah. Well, so there's a back to nature shot.
Yeah, and it was in my own town.
There you go. Perfect.
Yeah,
town is plenty of that. And on that note, we are going to wrap it up. I hope you guys enjoyed Alex. She was a great guest. And see another episode of Topic Time next week. I think we have a singer next week. So take care, or a lyricist and a guitar player, same thing. That does both. Have a good one. See you next week. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Here we go. Ready?